Hi, this is Billie Beene here with another U.S. News Update, episode 70. Today's date, September 12, 2023. Some of the things we'll cover. Lee to hit the East Coast and Canada. Earth Wobble. Maui. Morocco. The second. Banks and blue tarps. So some of my sources are God in the Bible, Patriot subscribers, Judy Byington, Gene Decode, G Mannarino, Mary Greeley, Dutch Sense, Real Raw News, Beforeitsnews, a recent interview by David Nino Rodriquez of Kerry, Cassidy, and some news outlets, Gateway Pundit, Daily Mail, AOL, and the National Hurricane Center, and Cliff High. So let's get started. I'll begin by drawing a map of the U.S. and show some different things that are happening. We'll begin with the hurricane. Okay, so we've got Florida, Texas, California, Texas, Florida. Canada up here. All right. California. Now, this earthquake, Hurricane Lee, we had been up to like a Cat 4, sometimes a 5, I believe, is projected to come into the East Coast, beginning about New York, all the way up to Nova Scotia in Canada on Friday, September the 15th, about 8 a.m. The good news is the wind is projected to decrease, and it's going to drop to a tropical storm with winds 39 to 74 miles per hour or 63 to 119 kilometers per hour. Now, currently, this morning at the 5 a.m. National Hurricane Update is at 115 miles per hour wind and barometric pressure of 948, and it's moving at 7 miles per hour. Margot, the second storm out here, is currently at 85 miles per hour wind, barometric pressure 979, and moving at 13 miles per hour. Now, I will say on my previous scenario and that information coming out about 3 systems combining, and we still have this down here, which is projected to become Nigel. On this date, on Friday, Lee is going to be in this area, and close to it is Margot. So we'll have to see how this works out. But currently, the projection for Lee is it's going to decrease from being a strong hurricane to becoming a tropical storm. Now, it's going to have a large wind field, and these will be sustained winds. They will bring up the surf. There will be heavy rain. So we'll have to wait and see closer to Friday. But currently the projection seems to be it's going to be less of a storm when it does affect New York up and into Canada on Friday. So that's going on. Now let's get to some other U.S. news of things going on. And I will take this time, I had some Patriot subscribers are talking about, we have in the sky 20 plus asteroids moving into the constellation Virgo. That's associated with the Feast of Trumpets. I believe that's in September coming up. And we have a Patriot subscriber who's comparing what happened in Morocco to what happened in Turkey. Yeah, they both appear to be, just like Maui, directed energy weapons. We are at war. I have a Patriot subscriber who says, I heard the whole solar system is heating up, and that's correct. This is part of that space event, Planet X, Nibiru. Ben Davidson was suspicious observers, calls it galactic sheet, back from around the world, calls it waves of energy coming in. We are on a cycle. I know maybe about 6 months ago, I got that information from God about he was going to wind up different constellations like you would a lock combination lock you had for your locker, like middle school, for your gym locker. It winds around. But the bottom line is, and that it's substantiated throughout multiple fields of science, the entire solar system is warming up, all the planets. Yes. So we have this from another Patriot subscriber, an incoming celestial object. Yes. And the sun is giving off many CMEs. That's correct. And the magnetic field lines are becoming wide apart in North Canada. And we have more cosmic radiation coming in, yes. And says muons penetrate deep into the earth. Yeah, in my last video, I gave out that information about we now have UV rays A, B, and C hitting the earth, which is what I believed for quite some time. The core of the earth temperature is up, yes, and I received that information from God in the fall of 2020. Magma was rising inside the earth. Especially pay attention to the edges of the tectonic plates. And there are hot spots now all over the earth, that's right. And we're on a cycle period that's 26,500, then 12,000, then 6,000. Yeah, and everything's converging now. That's true. Okay, we do have earth changes. Some people say climate changes. It's not anything people are doing. And now we have this. We have Zeta Talk bringing out this new information. So in Evansville, Indiana, and also in China, in the Bay of Beijing, this happened on September 7, that these two areas reversed in their movement. They went from south to north, and so the wobble of the earth increased, which threw off GPS all over the earth. Zeta brings this information out. In the past decade, the Space Force has added 31 satellites for the purpose of GPS. And these satellites operate above the earth about 12,550 miles, and they circle the earth twice a day. But with this changes, and this also is associated with the New Madrid seismic zone. So we see earth changes are taking place. Changes are taking place in space, and on earth. And now we have this. Kerry Cassidy brought out this new information from various sources, including Military Plus. And she did the broadcast yesterday on Beforeitsnews and was interviewed by Nino Rodriquez. In Maui, in Hawaii, and Maui, on these islands, and this is Oahu, okay? It is being substantiated that directed energy weapons were used, and this is the new corroborating information Kerry's bringing out that adds to what I previously put out. It was the deep state plus the CCP that attacked both Maui and also Morocco. The deep state didn't like that the king of Morocco wasn't on board with their smart cities, and that 2,000 children are still missing in Maui. So that's still going on. I've heard some reports that they were all recovered. This is Kerry Cassidy's information and Judy banked, and also that 2,000 plus children are still missing. Now, with regard to that attack on Maui, and I said 10,000 American citizens were vaporized, and one of my Patriot subscribers said, where do you get this number? The population in Lahaina is about 13,000. We still do not know how many of these people have been vaporized, but this also includes the U.S. Space Force, who came out from underground bunkers in Oahu, Maui, and Hawaii to defend Maui. They were in TR-7 space planes, and they were vaporized. So we see an attack by the deep state plus a foreign nation, the CCP, China, on the people of America and upon the U.S. military. So that happened. We are at war. And now we have this from Real Raw News. Okay, so we had that incident happen in Maui, and we know we had FEMA there. We had the FBI there dressing up like National Guard plus Red Cross. And who were assisting in the attack on the American people and thus the U.S. military. So we had a FEMA plane trying to leave Maui, and that was on August 29. So we know the attack in Maui happened August 8. So we had a group of FEMA and FBI and other groups trying to leave Hawaii, Maui, August 29, about 2:15 a.m. in a plane that was a 767 plane, and that was going from Honolulu to Florida. And the decision was made by General Eric Smith, Marine General, to take this plane down. It was taken down by the U.S. military in a Arleigh Burke destroyer plane using Standard missiles, and they hit the plane as it was over the Pacific Ocean. It broke apart in midair and all fell into the ocean. So that's going on. We are at war. And now we have this. So we have some things going on inside, some seismic things going on. And we had a recent earthquake that was in, so we have Canada, we've got Alaska, the Aleutian Islands. We did have a recent earthquake, a 4.5. It's on the Pacific tectonic plate. I submit we'll be seeing more activity like this. We also have on the island of Hawaii, Kilauea volcano is erupting, and according to GeoHub, a fissure, 4,000-foot fissure has opened. Mary Greeley is bringing information out about Morocco. It's 2,900 dead so far. 7,000 are missing. Now, when I put my information out, I said, pay attention. Are there missing children? So we have 7,000 missing. We don't know their ages yet. And now we have some economic information going on. G Mannarino, he's a New York economist, is talking about the stock market is now pricing in war. Yep. And NATO is really trying to juice it up right now. I'll cover more of that in my World News update. And he says NATO is arming up to the teeth. Yes, they are. And now we have this. We have, Dutch Sense have predicted the Kilauea eruption and seismic act. He doesn't predict volcanoes. He predicts seismic activity, which could precede a volcano eruption. So he did that some days ago. Dutch's shows are often predictors, and typically he's correct. Okay. Now, what do we have going on inside Congress is they have to approve money in the next 11 days or the government will shut down. The Republicans are blocking this action on the funding because they want JB impeached. So we'll see who's going to win this battle. And now we have this. In New Mexico, and also it's trying, Newsom in California is trying to get this cranked up. But the New Mexico governor, who is a D, Grisham, has put forth something saying you're not allowed to carry weapons, going directly against the U.S. Constitution. Now, the sheriff in Bernalillo County, where Albuquerque is located, the largest county in New Mexico, John Allen, has said, we're not enforcing that. It's unconstitutional. But imagine a governor just saying, I'm going directly against the Constitution because I want to. Yeah, we are at war and Americans are waking up. Okay, LeoHoffman.com is talking about, Homeland Security and also FEMA. They're going to give money now to the police departments, mental health, colleges, universities, churches, schools. And what are they to do? They're to identify political dissidents, especially young students who are talking against or about the government. Yeah, we want a digital platform. We want to know who these people are in middle school and high school, especially. Okay, targeting our children. Okay, now we have this. We have, so in Florida, we had a used car dealer, so a large company called Off Lease Only, had 5 locations in Florida, suddenly closed, declared bankruptcy, fired everyone. And these are the reasons. The new vehicle manufacturing is down, and there are problems in the supply chain. That's because people are not selling used vehicles. They're buying less of the new vehicles because the price has gone up, but also the manufacturing of the new vehicles has gone down. So there's less new cars to buy. So people are holding on to their used vehicles, and that was their business. So yeah, they did that like on Friday. And now we have this. We have from Gateway Pundit, okay, banks. So we have banks closing accounts for businesses plus family members for coin dealers who are selling gold and silver. And this is primarily in Ohio, smaller towns and regional banks, and also in Chicago. And they're hitting and closing the accounts for gold and silver, coin dealers, jewelry stores, pawn shops. Yeah, your accounts are closed. Yep. We're not operating and allowing the selling of gold and silver by the banks. We are at war. Okay. Now we have this new information coming out from Cliff High. He's talking about the E in 2024 and believes that President Trump will be back. The U.S. military will take over and oversee the 2024 E, and that banks, will try to take more control over people, and we're seeing that with that example I gave. Cliff High, we are at war with the deep state. I agree. And we have this. Yeah. Blue tarps. Remember when Maui was hit and blue items were spared? We also had that information coming from Cliff High and from JWTV. And that was that the blue items, I think JWTV brought that up first. Blue items were not hit. Now, Cliff is going to buy blue tarps to put over his vehicles in the event the deep state wants to hit Washington State. And what he is getting from his webbot data, and also more information is coming out about the use of directed energy weapons in Turkey, in Morocco, in Maui, and previously in California, Paradise, Santa Rosa, Thousand Oaks. Yeah, we are at war. And the webbot data is predicting September to October that there will be more of a war footing within the U.S., and it's going to be versus the deep state and other groups, and we see a foreign nation has participated in attacking us. That was the CCP. And that we will learn more information soon, like December through about April. And Cliff had given this information out, and I agreed with it, with the research I had done. We will be in a state of something like war, not so much with nation states as with the deep state, this evil group, like these bloodline families, Rockefeller, Rothschild, and then on down through their minions for the next 18 years. And that agrees with the research I had put together, during the course of which we will be rescuing children who are held in underground areas, and also taking out biolabs. And this is it's in many nations. So, I believe this will be going on. So, yeah, that's... Now, Judy Byington's information. We heard that FEMA was going to do an EBS try on October 4, and new information is coming out via the sources to Judy Byington that the EBS will take place September 15, that's in a few days, and all communications after that will be turned off. So, I think for myself, I probably need to go to the store today or tomorrow and stock up. And she's also bringing this out that after that Maui attack, the 50 indigenous tribes in all of Hawaii, the multiple islands, 50 of them, are uniting now, and they want Hawaii to become a separate nation, separated from the U.S. So, yeah, that's going on. All right, a short prayer. I'll use the Warrior Creed I received from God on September 5. I pledge allegiance to God the Father, creator of all. I come under the banner of God through the blood covenant of God the Son, Jesus, whom many call Yeshua. I am taught warfare by God the Holy Spirit. So I say to my family and friends, remain steady out there, continue to pray. It is good to remember God is in charge and He is on the move. I love you, and I'll see you soon.